Alright, so today I will be showing you a full walkthrough of how I draw and a few tips that help me in background drawing. I pick a subject and a mood. In this case I wanted it to be desolate. So you pick your reference accordingly. I usually pick them from Pinterest, but if I want something very specific, I just go on Google and I can find it. Using the rule of thirds, I roughly sketch the basic idea that I want to put on the canvas. In this drawing, I wanted to make a beach, a northwest Pacific beach with a owl. I found a really good looking picture of an owl, and as you can see in the background, I am picking and I'm very experimentally choosing the colors, but I chose to pick the colors to be more in line with my reference and not to be a dramatic sunset. What I want you to do is to roughly sketch everything, like do not lose any of your creativity. If you're very specific in it, you will lose creativity. Keep the brush like very big in size, and in opacity you can do opacity however you like, but I prefer it to be a lot more opacity. For perspective, I will not be getting into that. I will be getting into that in another video. Also, a good tip that I would give myself in the past and that I would gladly give you is to use the brush that mimics the object that you want to draw. I know this is like, oh, nice job Sherlock figuring that out, but as a beginner I used to use very soft brushes because I was insecure about making strong decisions, and now I have grown more. I have figured out that if you want to draw a rock, you need to make strong and hard brush strokes. You cannot make soft brush strokes. If you want to make sand, you take a spray paint and you mimic the actual pebbles in the sand with the spray paint. Like, be very thoughtful on your brushwork. Trust me, it will help you a lot, and actually think about it. Don't just automatic it. If you want to be good, if you don't want to be good, like, do whatever you want. Basically what I mean is to treat it like a stamp and not like a ballpoint pen. And for the color palette, I personally would suggest that you stick close to your reference. Of course, you have creative freedom over it. You can do whatever you want, but a lot of times, like, you need to consider the mood of your drawing. If you are drawing something that is very melancholic, you won't pick like a strong purple or a pink, because those aren't melancholic colors, those are compassion and love colors. In my case, I picked blue and grayish desaturated blue. And I used the green to draw attention to the owl, you know, in the moss in the trees, and it worked perfectly. A slight noise layer with 80% opacity, usually I use it on a mask, around the owl is very good. In my case, is an owl. In your case, just a subject. Like, you can have a girl sitting under an umbrella in the rain. Like, you add a noise layer because it makes it look more sharp. If you want, you can blur the background to make it look more realistic, because in actual life you can only focus on one thing that you're specifically looking at. Another thing that I do that I rarely see in other people is I use a noise layer with multicolor. And this specific technique, like, I've never seen it before, only I do it. I mean, I'm sure there's another person that does it, but I haven't seen it. I just use a noise layer with ridges, multicolor, and I size it up slightly with octaves. I don't know how to pronounce that, just bear with me. Around 80% octaves. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, I mask it and I only add it to the shadows of the closest thing to me. This emphasizes depth. Like, the closer it is to me, the more sharper it is, and the darker the values are. That's basically what it does. And also adds tiny specks of color with color variation. I personally do this automatically already with color variation. If you don't, please cycle through the colors and slightly move the hue. Slightly move the hue while you do it. Do not make it a solid color. You will make it look bad if you do that. Anyway, enough for today. Thanks for watching this far. Leave a like and subscribe for more. Take care.